Adam stands alone in the garden, staring at the stars that flicker above him. His mind races, filled with questions, doubts. He thought he knew the truth. But now, everything seems wrong. For centuries, he's been told that he and Eve were cast out of paradise as a punishment for their disobedience. But as he speaks to Seth, his son, a different story starts to emerge, one that shakes the very foundation of everything he once believed. "I need you to listen carefully, Seth," Adam says, his voice trembling slightly, eyes hard with an urgency Seth has never seen. "What you've been told, what I believed, it's not what it seems." Seth watches his father closely, concern etched into his face. Adam's eyes are far away, as if they're seeing something beyond this world, something dark. Slowly, Adam begins to recount what really happened. "In the beginning, there was peace," Adam starts. "But the being we called God, the one who claimed to create us, that wasn't the true creator." Seth frowns, confused. Adam takes a deep breath, his hands trembling. The weight of what he's about to reveal is almost too much. That being, Seth. He lied to us. He wasn't the creator. He was something else. Something dark. He deceived us, all of us, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. A silence falls between them. Seth can barely believe what he's hearing. But Adam presses on, determined to make his son understand. "He made us think we were chosen, made in his image. But he imprisoned us. He wanted us to remain here, bound to this world, never to know the truth. We were tricked into thinking we were free, that we had a purpose. But he kept us blind, kept us trapped." Seth's heart pounds as he listens to his father's words. Adam's voice is low, filled with bitterness and regret. "And Eve, she wasn't the cause of our fall. She knew. She was the one who saw through the lies. The fruit we ate, it wasn't our curse. It was our awakening. But he wanted us to think we were guilty. He twisted the truth to keep us in his control." Adam pauses, struggling with the weight of the memories. His eyes close for a moment as if he's trying to push away the pain. "We were never meant to be punished. We were meant to be free. But the one we thought was God. He wasn't what we thought. He's a jailer, Seth. And we've been his prisoners." Seth feels his entire world shift. Everything he's ever known, ever believed in, crumbles before him. "Why didn't he tell me this before?" Seth asks, his voice shaking. "Because I didn't know," Adam answers, his voice filled with regret. "I was blind, too. I thought we deserved it. I thought we had failed. But I was wrong. The one we worshipped, he wanted us to stay ignorant. To never find out who we really are." Adam's eyes lock onto Seth's, filled with an intensity that sends a shiver down his son's spine. The true creator is out there, far beyond this world, beyond the lies. The one we thought was God is not. He's the one who fell, not us. And everything we've known, it's been a lie. The gravity of Adam's words hangs in the air, heavy and suffocating. Seth feels like he's standing on the edge of a cliff, peering down into an abyss he never knew existed. "Father, what do we do now?" Adam's gaze turns somber, but also determined. "We wait. And we resist. The truth will come, Seth. And when it does, we must be ready. Ready to break free from his chains. To find the real creator. To be what we were always meant to be." Seth doesn't know what to say, his mind reeling from everything he's just heard. Adam places a hand on his son's shoulder, the weight of the revelation settling in. "The apocalypse isn't what they've told you, Seth. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of a lie. And when it comes, we'll finally be free." Adam's words hang in the air, a dark, powerful truth that Seth knows will change everything. And for the first time, he sees the world for what it really is. Eve sits by the river, the water reflecting the dim light of the setting sun. She can hear Adam's footsteps approaching, but she doesn't turn. Her mind is racing, her heart heavy with a truth she's been keeping for too long. Adam's voice, gentle but filled with confusion, breaks the silence. "Why did you do it, Eve?" he asks. "Why did you take the fruit?" She doesn't answer right away. Her hands tremble slightly, fingers grazing the smooth surface of a stone by the water's edge. How could she explain it to him? How could she make him see what she had seen? "You think I didn't know?" Eve finally says, her voice barely above a whisper. "You think I didn't realize what would happen?" Adam's face tightens, confusion giving way to frustration. "Then why?" Eve turns to face him, her eyes fierce and filled with a strength Adam has never seen before. "Because it was the only way," she says, her voice steady now. "The only way to know the truth." Adam steps closer, the frustration in his eyes replaced by concern. "What truth?" Eve looks away for a moment, her gaze drifting toward the horizon. She takes a deep breath, preparing herself for what she's about to reveal. "The one who made us, the one we call God, he's not what we think he is," Eve says, her words slow and deliberate. Adam freezes. It's as if the world itself has stopped moving. "What do you mean?" he asks, his voice barely a whisper. Eve stands, the weight of her secret too much to bear any longer. She looks Adam directly in the eyes. "He's not the creator, Adam. He's something else. Something darker. He's been keeping us in the dark, hiding the truth from us, from the moment we opened our eyes." Adam's face pales, his mind struggling to process what Eve is saying. "You're wrong," he says, shaking his head. "He gave us life. He gave us everything." "No," Eve says firmly, her voice rising. "He gave us chains. And we didn't even realize it." She steps closer to him, her eyes burning with intensity. "When I took that fruit, Adam, I didn't doom us. I freed us. For the first time, I could see what he really was. He's not a god. He's a tyrant." Adam stares at her, his mind a whirlwind of emotions, disbelief, fear, anger. "How can you say that?" he asks, his voice trembling. "How can you be so sure?" Eve takes a deep breath, her hands tightening into fists. "Because when I tasted that fruit, I saw everything. I saw the true creator, the one who exists beyond this world, the one who loves us. And I saw him, the one we call God. I saw his lies. I saw the prison he's built around us." Adam takes a step back, shaking his head. This doesn't make sense," he mutters, his voice cracking. Eve reaches for him, her hand gentle but firm. "Listen to me, Adam. He wanted us to stay ignorant, to stay blind to the truth. That fruit, it wasn't a curse. It was our only way out." Adam's eyes lock onto hers, searching for answers, searching for something to hold on to. "Why didn't you tell me this before?" he asks, his voice small, almost broken. "Because I was scared," Eve admits, her voice softening. "I didn't know if you'd believe me. I didn't know if you'd see what I saw." Adam's shoulders slump, his gaze dropping to the ground. The silence between them grows heavy, oppressive. "I loved him," Adam whispers, his voice filled with pain. "I thought he loved us." Eve's expression softens, her hand gently resting on Adam's arm. "I know," she says softly. "So did I. But we were wrong. He didn't create us to love us, Adam. He created us to control us." Adam's eyes lift, meeting hers once again, filled with a mix of sorrow and confusion. "So what now?" he asks, his voice hollow. Eve steps closer, her grip on his arm tightening slightly. "Now, we fight," she says, her voice steady and unwavering. "We fight to find the real creator, the one who loves us. We fight to break free from the one who's kept us in the dark for so long." Adam stares at her, the weight of everything pressing down on him. His world has been shattered, everything he once believed in torn apart. But as he looks into Eve's eyes, he sees something he hasn't seen in a long time, hope. Slowly, Adam nods, his mind still reeling but his heart beginning to understand. "We'll fight," he says quietly. Together. Eve nods, a small smile tugging at the corners of her mouth. It's the first time she's felt this way since that fateful day by the tree. Adam's breathing is shallow, his hands trembling as he clutches Seth's arm. His time is running out, and the weight of his secret presses on him like never before. Seth kneels beside him, eyes wide with concern. He's never seen his father like this, so weak, so fragile. "Father, what's happening?" Seth asks, his voice edged with panic. Adam's gaze is distant, his eyes clouded with something darker than just old age. Slowly, he turns to his son, his lips dry and cracked, but his voice steady, as if what he's about to say is more important than anything he's ever said before. "Seth, there's something you need to know," Adam begins, his voice low but full of urgency. Seth leans in closer, his heart pounding. Adam's hand grips his son's tighter, as if anchoring himself to the moment. "I've seen the future," Adam whispers, his eyes locking onto Seth's with an intensity that makes the young man freeze. "And it's not what they told us." Seth's brow furrows in confusion. "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Adam's breath grows more labored, but he doesn't stop. He can't stop. "They want us to believe that this is all there is. That we fell, that we were punished. But Seth, that's the lie. The real end is coming. I've seen it." Seth's stomach churns. "The end? What are you saying?" Adam's eyes flash with a strange light, a mix of fear and something Seth has never seen before, a knowledge. "They want us to think the end is a punishment, that it's divine judgment. But it's not. It's our chance." "Chance for what?" Seth asks, his voice barely above a whisper. Adam's grip tightens again, and Seth winces at the unexpected strength in his father's frail hand. "A chance to break free," Adam says, his voice trembling now with emotion. "To escape this prison, this world the false God created. The one we thought was God. He's not the true creator. He's the jailer. And the apocalypse is coming to break the chains he's put on us." Seth's heart races, his mind spinning. Everything he's been told, everything he's ever known feels like it's slipping away. "Father, how do you know this?" Adam's eyes darken, his voice dropping to a hoarse whisper. "Because he showed me. In my dreams, in visions. The true creator. He revealed to me what's coming. The apocalypse isn't the end, Seth. It's the beginning. The beginning of our freedom." Seth stares at his father, speechless. Adam's words are like a tidal wave, crashing over him, pulling him under. Everything he's ever believed about their fall, their punishment, their exile, it all feels like a twisted shadow of the truth. Adam's breathing is shallow again, his strength fading fast, but he holds on just long enough to deliver his final words. "You have to be ready, Seth. When the time comes, you'll know. You'll see it, just like I did. And you must tell them. Tell everyone. The apocalypse isn't something to fear. It's something to embrace." Seth's mind is reeling, his heart pounding in his chest as he watches his father slip away. He wants to say something, anything, but the weight of Adam's revelation has left him stunned, frozen. The silence stretches on, heavy and thick, until Adam's eyes finally close, his grip loosening on Seth's arm. Seth sits there, motionless, his father's words echoing in his mind. The apocalypse, the end, the beginning. Everything has changed. The room is cold, dimly lit. A figure, shadowed by the faint glow of flickering candles, paces back and forth. His presence is unnerving, his movements too calculated, too calm. This is the demiurge, the one they've all called God. But tonight, he isn't cloaked in light and holiness. Tonight, the mask slips. "You thought you knew the truth," his voice echoes, dark and smooth, like silk with hidden thorns. "You thought you were chosen. But you were never chosen." He stops, turning slowly toward the empty space, his eyes gleaming with something twisted. "You were created for one purpose," he continues, his voice dropping lower, "to serve me. Adam, standing rigid, his fists clenched. He can hear the demi-edge's voice in his mind, feel it clawing at his thoughts, trying to bend his will. You lied to us. Adam's voice cracks through the tension, rage burning in his eyes. You told us you were the creator. You told us we were made in your image. The demi-edge chuckles, a cold, hollow sound that fills the space. I gave you what you needed to hear, he says with a cruel smile. What you needed to believe. Do you really think I care what you are? You're nothing more than pieces on a board. Adam steps forward, anger swelling in his chest. We were never meant to be slaves. We were never meant to be yours. The demi-edge's eyes darken, his smile fading into a sneer. You still don't understand, do you? You belong to me. Your soul, your existence. Everything. I built this world, and I can tear it apart any time I choose. Adam's breath hitches, but he stands his ground. His thoughts race, trying to make sense of the revelation. Everything they've been taught, everything they believed, it's all been a manipulation, a game controlled by this twisted being. What are you? Adam's voice is low, his words trembling with the weight of fear and defiance. You're not God. The demi-edge steps closer, his gaze piercing through Adam like a blade. I am power. I am control. You can call me whatever you want. God. Devil. It makes no difference. The only truth you need to know is that you will never escape me. Adam's jaw tightens. The coldness of the room wraps around him, but his resolve burns hotter. His mind flushes back to the visions, to the dream, the whispers of the true creator, the one beyond this world, the one who revealed the lie. The one who showed him that they were not prisoners of fate, but prisoners of the demi-edge. You're afraid, Adam says, his voice steady now, his eyes narrowing. You're afraid because you know you're not the true creator. You're just the pretender. The demi-edge's face twitches, a brief flicker of something, a crack in his flawless facade. Adam steps forward, emboldened. You're scared because you know we'll wake up. You know we'll see through the lie. And when we do, your control will crumble. A darkness sweeps over the demi-edge's face. He moves so fast it's a blur, his hand around Adam's throat in an instant, lifting him off the ground with effortless strength. Adam gasps for air, his feet dangling above the cold floor. You dare speak to me like this, the demi-edge hisses, his voice dripping with venom. You are nothing without me. I gave you life. I gave you purpose. And I can take it away just as easily. Adam struggles, but his eyes remain locked on the demi-edge, defiance burning bright. You didn't give me anything, Adam chokes out. We were never yours. The demi-edge tightens his grip, but something flickers in Adam's mind, a flash of light, a presence, the true creator watching over him, waiting. The demi-edge feels it, too. His eyes widen, his grip faltering for just a moment. And in that moment, Adam breaks free, falling to the floor, gasping for breath. The demi-edge steps back, fury raging behind his eyes, but there's something else, fear. A fear he can't fully hide. You can't stop it, Adam says, his voice raspy but steady. The apocalypse is coming. And when it does, your reign ends. The demi-edge glares at him, fists clenched, his control slipping. You think you can escape me, he sneers. You think any of you can? Adam stands tall, breathing heavily but refusing to back down. It's not about escape. It's about freedom. And when we are free, you'll be nothing. For a moment, the demi-edge is silent, his gaze burning into Adam's. Then, with a flick of his wrist, candles extinguish, plunging the room into darkness. His voice echoes through the shadows, filled with venom. Then let the end come, Adam. We'll see who truly falls. Adam stands alone in the darkness, the demiurge's presence fading. His chest heaves with exhaustion, but his heart feels lighter. The truth is out now. The fight has begun. And the end, the real end, is on its way. Seth stands at the edge of a vast, open space, his heart pounding. For him, the sky swirls with dark clouds, and the ground rumbles beneath his feet. He's never felt anything like this before, a force, an energy, pulling at him, calling to something deep inside. This is what his father had spoken about. The moment when everything changes. He tightens his grip on the small object in his hand, an ancient symbol, a key passed down through generations. His father had told him it would guide him when the time came. And now, as the ground shakes and the sky churns, he knows this is it. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows, tall and imposing. It's not human. Its presence is too heavy, too otherworldly. Seth knows exactly what he's looking at, the demiurge. The false god. The one who had kept humanity in chains for so long. You really think you can stop this? The demiurge's voice booms, echoing through the air. You think you can defy me? Seth's heart races, but he stands firm. His father's words echo in his mind, words that had been passed down from Adam himself. We are not what they told us. We are more. The demiurge steps closer, its form flickering with an unnatural light, a twisted mockery of the divine. You are nothing. You've always been nothing. I created you. I made you. And I will unmake you. Seth raises his head, meeting the creature's eyes. You didn't create us. You imprisoned us. But that ends now. The demiurge snarls, the air around them growing thick with tension. You think you're free? You're still bound by my rules, my world. You will never escape this place. Seth feels the power of the symbol in his hand, the heat radiating from it. His mind races back to his father's dying words. This isn't just a battle of flesh. It's a battle of the soul. True Creator, the one beyond this realm, had always been watching. And now, the time had come to break free. You've kept us blind for too long, Seth says, his voice steady despite the terror he feels inside. But we know who we are now. We are not just your creations. We're divine. The demiurge laughs, a cold, hollow sound that shakes the earth. Divine? You're nothing more than playthings. Puppets in my game. But Seth knows better now. The power of the real Creator flows through his veins, awakening something ancient, something powerful. The symbol in his hand begins to glow, its light cutting through the darkness around him. The demiurge's laughter fades, replaced by a look of confusion, then fear. What have you done? Seth doesn't answer. Instead, he steps forward, the light from the symbol growing brighter with each step. The air crackles with energy as the ground beneath them begins to split. You were never a god, Seth says, his voice rising with the power he feels building inside him. You were a pretender. And now, we take back what's ours. The demiurge stumbles back, its form flickering as if it's losing control. This isn't possible. You can't defeat me. Seth raises the symbol high, its light now blinding. It's not about defeating you, he says, his voice calm, resolute. It's about reclaiming what's been ours all along. With a burst of light, the symbol erupts, sending shock waves through the air. The ground cracks wide open, and the sky splits with a deafening roar. The demiurge lets out a scream, its form disintegrating in the brilliance, its power unraveling as the truth is finally revealed. Seth stands in the middle of the chaos, his heart pounding, but his mind clear. The false god is gone. The prison is broken. He feels the presence of the true Creator now, not as a voice or a figure, but as a force, something greater, something that had always been there, waiting for them to awaken. For the first time, Seth feels truly free. The clouds begin to part, and the ground settles. The light dims, and a calm falls over the world. Seth looks down at his hands, still trembling from the power that had flowed through him. But he knows it's not over. This is just the beginning. Humanity has woken up. They know who they really are now. And they are ready to take their place in the universe, not as servants, not as pawns, but as beings of light and power, children of the true Creator.